So much. How are you guys doing? Are you enjoying the conference so far? Now, if you guys give a round of applause to Ruben. Yo, we need some energy for the last session, do you know that? Did you know that I didn't invite myself for this speaking session? I mean, Ruben didn't invite me for this session. I invited myself. So I said, one day I saw this conference video and I said, I promised myself that this year I'm going to speak, but it's already September. How is that going to happen? And I looked around, and then I saw his video. So I DM, I like his video because I like the conference. And then he replied to me, and then he said, Chun, I got a proposition for you. Can you do a little bit of warm-up games after the lunch break? I said, that's not my thing. So I said, now how am I going to sell Ruben the idea that, give me a slot to speak? So I said, would you rather that I give your audience a warm-up session, or you want me to share a little bit of values about how I took the business from 0 to 7 figures in 3 years without a team, without a gym, and without any funds? So he took the idea, and here I am. Yeah. So a little bit of intro about myself. My name is Chun, and I'm from the fitness industry. Is there anybody in the fitness industry? Is it awesome? Love you guys. Yeah. And anybody in the coaching space? Love that. Love that, love that, right? So my sharing today, hopefully, is going to be super valuable to you guys for service-based, for founders who wants to build authority, build influence for your followers to create business and get more people to buy from you. So I run a health and fitness coaching business. So people always ask me, so Chun, are you a trainer? Can you train me? And I usually get annoyed with that because I've not been training clients personally for some years. And what I created is actually a coaching program. Means I took some elements in the coaching space, in the online coaching space, a little bit of mindset, a little bit of modules, teachings, lifestyle management, and some of these tools that I use, frameworks that I've used for myself, and then link it into physical personal training services, and then package it into a program for women. So that's what I do, and I have a small team, less than 10, and yeah. So today, I'm going to share with you, how do you use this? Sorry, my first speaking session. Okay. Click. All right, that's so cool. All right, the first one here is authority. When I say this word authority, it means I want to be the expert. Because as a trainer, I was tired of begging for people to pay me. I was tired of working with clients that I don't enjoy working with. So I want to become the expert in the industry. So what I say is the say. All right, and of course the second one is influence. So to me, influence means, I don't know about what the other speakers spoke about earlier. To me, influence is about moving people to buy something from you without them even realizing. So that's what I do. So I wouldn't say I'm an influencer, but what I do basically moves people to pay me for my program, all right? And of course, the keyword here is, third one is high-paying clients. So we do high tickets only. We work with, like, to me, anything that is high ticket is at least 5,000 to 6,000 ringgit and above. That, to me, that's high ticket. Okay, so is that what you guys are interested in? Awesome, awesome. So a little bit of background. This is me. It's a smile, but a very reluctant one, because obviously I was the whole day at the gym. This was many years ago when I was just a freelance trainer, spending my time from day to night having back-to-back sessions at the gym. So behind this smile is feeling miserable because I was clinging on to like a few uncommitted clients, hoping that they will renew sessions with me, paying a small fee. And secondly, I was relying on hope-based marketing. Do you know what's hope-based marketing? It simply means hoping that tomorrow you'll get a new client who pays you. So that was what was happening in my life. And of course, I was heavily undercharging. I was heavily undercharging to a point where even though I was passionate about what I do, I was almost losing my motivation in what I love, right? So to me, of course, I love business, but I live and breathe fitness. I'm from the bodybuilding industry. When I started off, I was a competitive bodybuilder, and then I was into that's my gift. I can train people with my eyes closed, and they get results. And but at one point, I was doubting what I do. I was doubting the industry in Malaysia. I was thinking, maybe this would be better if it's in the US. Maybe this would be better if it's in overseas. And it was just my excuse. And on the other side, this is me. Like, I wasn't smiling, I was yawning because I was a little bit tired, right? At this point, as you can see, this is not a gym background because I've already moved myself out from the gym, and all I'm doing is just on the desk, taking calls, managing clients, and managing my trainers from the back end. But what was the difference? I had inexhaustible leads every single month. I've got people coming in, inquiring about my service, and I was charging a pretty fairly high ticket. And thirdly, I've got a very solid marketing process in place. So I wasn't worried because I knew that every single month we're going to generate quality new clients and nothing to be worried about. And this is pretty recent. I've started building a sales team. So I brought in a salesperson. This is literally like this. It happened this month. So I saved myself 8 hours of work in a week. And so basically, I just taught him about everything that I learned, the frameworks that I've been using in sales. And we got some decent results, okay? So this is a typical morning when I get up, how my DMs would look like. We're talking about authority, from no authority to influencing. So you gotta build authority and you gotta build influence. This is a typical packed with DMs, people asking for inquiring for my service. And what I do is we get someone to reply to DMs, and then they book a call, and then we see if they qualify, and then they work with us. And another example, as you can see, ever since I made a change, right? So when we move back to this photo, I only did one act that was different. There was one action that I did, was that from here to here, I only embrace marketing. So it's simply me coming out of my shell and just do the uncomfortable stuff, putting up your camera and start talking, snap photos, and then like talk about what I do, calling out for people to like raise their hands on Instagram. And I built all this journey throughout was only through one platform, which is Instagram. And I've got people raising their hands, please help to change me. I've got people that said, after we had a call, and right away, this is a payment. And this is something interesting, right? So after you have influence, once you fix the positioning of your personal brand, and what you do with your messaging is right on the social media. If you are talking the language that is attractive to the people you serve, what you realize is that everyday life just IG story of me in a coffee shop in the morning, and I get someone said, hey, I'm in Shah Alam or Subang. Sorry for the late reply. I'm looking to lose 20 kilos. Not too bad, right? And she said, I'm very serious, but I have to see a doctor, right? She's trying to say that I'm very serious, I need your help. Can you please take me into your program? And then here, I've got a second one, just me, a typical video of me talking. If you go to my IG, you see a lot of this. And if you're not my target audience, you get bored, right? But to my audience, it sounds like melody to the ears. They love it. And I've got people that said to me, when they are doing the treadmill, or they have a bad day on the road when they're driving back after a stressful day, they open my IG and they listen to all my long videos. And this will say, okay, I'm serious to join. Like, can I know more, please? Right? So, and then I've got this. People just write all the personal details and then ask me, can I take them in? Are they qualified to join my program? And look at this. Look at the details, right? So this is my name, my age, my height, my weight, and this is, this is what I did, and blah, blah, blah. She's giving me a whole case study of her life, and she's asking me if I can help. So I don't know about you, but I like to do business with clients like that. Do you agree? Like, I don't want to be chasing for people. I want people to come to me. Yes or no? Yeah, so that's what I'm going to share with you. And here's how. 3 key principles. First one, shift the thinking. As you know, I only use Instagram. So when it comes to content, there are many schools of thoughts. You're into ads, you're into organic, you're into funny videos, you're into skits, you're into reels or the algorithm. But for me, I do it with a very specific intention. I just want to shift the way they think. And to shift the way they think has to do with one word, which is messaging. Messaging. So when I think about the word messaging, means I want to have an ultimate message that links to the thoughts in the heads of my prospects. And that message is not supposed to please them. It's not supposed to make them laugh. Maybe sometimes, if it works for you, it's not for them to watch and then like double click and then forget about it, right? But it's supposed to shift, give them a paradigm shift in their minds. It's supposed to challenge them to think in a different way. Here's how. For example, like this word on the this part is certainty. So in my messaging, the key word is I want to sound very certain. I want to sound like I know what I'm talking about, right? And I want you to feel like, wow, this guy, he knows his stuff. And if I can get him to help me to lose weight, that's it. I can close my eyes and pay my money because he's going to get me there. So every time when they come on calls with me, they get so excited. They're like, hey, Chun Yan, I've been watching your videos for so long. I love your stuff. I love how you motivate your clients. I love everything that you do. Like, can you please help me? So to me, that is the right positioning as the authority. So I don't want to negotiate or say, hey, can you give me a discount? Can you do this? Can you do that? No, like you take it or you live it. So that's how I do it. So in order to do that, first thing first, of course, my strategy is a straight line strategy. It doesn't change from day one until now. Now that we've worked with over 600 plus clients, it's the same, right? We don't use marketing to grow your likes, to increase followers, to make people laugh, or even to add value. But I embrace marketing and deploy marketing in order to get people to initiate a conversation. So after I shift the way they think, then I want to do a call to action in some form that says, if this resonates with you, if you find this is helpful, if you feel that this speaks to what you're going through, I might have the right solution for you. Can if you want this cheat sheet, you want a free diet, you want a free recipe, so drop me a message and we can chat. So all of my marketing is channeled towards just one thing, is to start conversation. So I want you to think, if you're going to produce your next batch of content in your personal branding and in your company, how can you shift the way they think and then make them feel like they want to speak to you? Here's the truth. If you can shift the way they think, or you can help them to realize a problem that they never realized before watching or consuming your content, then most likely you have built your authority in their minds. Okay, so conversation, do a message, and then drive into a DM. That is my ultimate 7-figure strategy. Okay, and in order to do that, you need to speak their language. So look at this graph here. You've got, this is your bullet. This is like your bait, your message. And this message has to be something that your prospect is looking for deep in their hearts. I'll give you an example. I've got 15 minutes. For my ideal client, her name is Siti. Siti is 30 kilos overweight. She's about 45, and she's probably a corporate person. After building up her career for many, many years, focusing on career, personal life, and dealing with stuff, she realized that her health is affected. It has taken a toll on her health because she was so focused on chasing her career and taking care of other things that's happening in her life. So at a point, she's like, I don't know why my clothes can't fit. I don't know why, I'm just not feeling like taking selfies anymore. I don't know why I am hiding behind photos. And I don't know why I'm so moody. So now, these are all the emotions and feelings in her heart, but she may or may not talk to or share this with somebody. So she's looking around, she's scrolling on IG, then she sees one guy with his glasses talking about her pains and what she's going through. And then it sparks, and she feels like, hey, this guy knows how I feel. I don't know why. I'm a woman in my 40s, and he doesn't look that old, but he understands me. So she starts listening, right? So that's the idea, that's the strategy. So the right language. If you produce content, let's say in the last 10 contents that you produced, and you've never had someone raising their hands, sending you a message, or like, hey, can I know more about what you do? You gotta check on your language, your message. You either check on your message, or you check with the ideal customer or prospect that you're hoping to work with. Because if you hit the right message, you hit the right button, they will raise their hands like this. See? Like this. Like this. Okay? Now, 12 minutes. Shift the thinking. Second one. We've got so many ways to market. We got so many marketers in this room talking about techniques, talking about strategies, talking about ads. But my style is you market the solution. How can you market the solution if you don't know what your prospect needs? How can you market the solution if you don't dive deep into the innermost pains and frustrations of your prospect? Whether you are in health and fitness, whether you are in property real estate, whether you're in consulting, whether in whatever industry that you're in, whether you do products or service, right? Behind the business is a person. Behind the product is a person. So if you're doing B2B or B2C, this thing applies. You have to cut the fluff and go straight into the solution. We've got a lot of fitness coaches in TikTok and Instagram. I'm sure you know that. You follow some. If you scroll through now, you click fitness, you got thousands, right? And I ask myself, how can I stand out from the crowd? Because if you think about fitness influencers, you see, the first thing you think about is a six-pack, muscles at the gym, beach wear, sunlight, swimming pool, and coconut, right? And then like veins and workout videos, right? You see none of that in my profile. You see none of that. And I feel that in my industry, and the same as most content creators, they are creating too much noise. Busy searching for the latest strategy. Busy searching for the latest algorithm, reels, shorts, and then like how can you make your videos shoot to reach more people. That's fine, okay? But I'm sharing with you what works for me. And most people make the mistake of creating contents that talks about how qualified they are. I am CPT, I am a physiotherapist, I am this, I am that, I am level 2 in this and that. Like, your clients don't care. Talking about how qualified, how professional, how many years of experience, or share too much facts and details about what you do, how many sessions, how 45 minutes of PT, what we do. Like these are what we call logistics. Logistics, okay? And this is what I realized. The customers don't care about the raw ingredients and logistics. They don't care. Right? If you market your logistics, you're going to get customers or inquiries that, quite frankly, will not be willing to pay you a high price. Just my experience. I don't know about you, right? So they only care about one thing. There's only one thing that your prospects care about. Today, if you're going to get attention from the social media, from the right people, the right prospects that you want to work with, right? There's only one thing, that is the result that you're going to get for them. So start thinking, what is that one result that you can craft, you can frame for your service, your product, and what is that end goal after going through the journey? What is that point B for them? So I always think my prospect, my ideal prospect, her name is Siti. I chat with her every day because I'm thinking of what she's going through in her mind, and then like what are her problems. So I chat with her, and then she tells me her problems. Oh, I drive, and then I have traffic problems. I'm stuck in the traffic for 3 hours. I come home, it's 9 p.m., so I don't have time to exercise, right? And then like, oh, I don't know how to cook. The gym is intimidating. So I am meditating in my mind all of these things, right? And I said, that's point A. What about point B? Point B is, I wish I could fit into a dress, an M-size dress. I have been plus size for all my life, and I wish that I could walk into Uniqlo one night and buy an M-size dress and take a selfie. Wow. So when I put that result, that thought, and I put pictures, imagery, and emotions into it, and I put it into my mouth, and I speak it out in my recorded videos, okay? That raises a hand. That brings attention. That creates a resonation at a very, very, very deep level, and it makes them instantly build trust with you. Okay? Are we good so far? Awesome. You loving it? Yeah. Okay. And third one. 7 minutes. Third one, right? Keep striking the hammer. I don't know about the other marketers. I think the mistake I made was that, did you know that my first speaking video, I took how many hours to shoot a 2 minutes casual video? Who can guess how many hours? 10. 8 hours. 8 hours for a 2-minute video. It's crazy. Hollywood. And guess what? What was the outcome? 0. I've got a videographer. I've got somebody who gives me a script, plan things out in my place, and then we record. We took 8 hours from morning to night. Keep recording the video. In the end, I got upset and I scolded the videographer. You didn't do your job. In the end, it was just me. Because I was expecting to get a perfect result, which is non-existent. You see, you're going to suck in your first, second, third, fourth, 10th video. There's a book I read from Russell Brunson. He said that your first 100 video is going to suck. Did you know that? He said at one point he was broke, and then he did a podcast when he was sleeping in his car, and he just did his 100th podcast. And then at one point, a few years later, he became famous, and then people start going back to his old videos and start watching. So I want you to think about this story for a second and see how it applies to you. What are the mental barriers that is stopping you to pull up the camera and start speaking? All right? Coming back to this point, keep striking the hammer. I want you to think about the process of pushing a nail into probably the wall with a hammer. Think about the wall like the minds of your prospect that is distracted, that is hard-headed, that they like to think that they are the best, they know what they do, they know the solution, right? But in the end, your customers don't know what is best for them, right? And then think about the hammer as the act of you relentlessly post videos, solutions that you believe can help change and improve the lives of your prospects. And you relentlessly nailing the act of hitting the hammer on the nail, right, is you every day. Day in or day out, night time or a raining season, whether you're in the mood or not, pull up the camera, start talking about how you can transform, how you can help solve problems, how you can shift and improve the quality of their lives. That's the act. And that nail is your messaging. That nail is your messaging. What is that thing that can pierce into the mind through the noise in the social media and give you the attention that you need? Wow, so romantic. Okay, so the key is quantity over quality. Always, to me, always it's quantity. Every single day. Because you're not going to get the perfect quality. Quality is important in the accuracy of your message, but in this context, it's quantity. How you can batch produce. Most of my content that has the most views and collects the most money, I think the metric, the right metric to measure the ROI of my content, like I don't know, this ROAS terms, I don't know, right? I'm not a marketer. So to me is the cash collected, not the likes. It's how much money you collect from your postings in the context of me doing social media. So my highest profit content didn't have the best lighting, didn't have the best setups, didn't have the best camera, right? It's me sweating at the end of my training session, just talk about a little bit of stuff, 2 minutes, and then that video had about 30 DMs, and then out of that 30, I've got 5 people that sign up and pay in full. Okay, and what do I understand from this? Quantity. You want to think quantity. You only get better through practice every single day to a point where you can speak your mind and you can express yourself on camera just as good as you off the camera. Because when I pull up the camera and start talking, I stutter. Give yourself a lot of reason not to post it up. So quantity. And this is the prospect's mind. Every time you produce content on Instagram, in the first few months, right, you might not get outcome, You may or may not get outcome, but the reality is there is an invisible ROI that you're not seeing. Because when you start posting every day, people will start noticing you. On your stories, and your postings, and your writings, whether it is video, whether it's writings written, whether it's email, whether it's a long form, short form video, in your own style, right? What happens is there is a growing equity in their minds. And over time, it just cooks like marinate and slow cook and cook and cook and cook to a point like, I can't take it anymore. I need to sign you up. Just tell me the money and take it. All right? So that's what I want to do. And it's been working. So I want to wrap this up, right? I'm a big believer in personal development, right? Because the work that I do requires a lot of confidence. Most of the time, I don't feel it. I don't feel like pulling it off the camera and talk, but this is what worked for me, right? If I were to summarize the entire concept behind, I don't have a team, I don't have strategy, I don't have advertiser team or anything like that, right? But if I were to summarize a whole entire concept behind my marketing is in a statement, is I tell myself that I'm the best in what I do, therefore I'll never run out of paying clients, and it's my mission to help my future clients to see that in my daily content, even when I don't feel like it. So I say that to myself every single day until I psych myself to believe it, and then people start to feel, hey, this guy is confident, he knows his stuff, right? So that's the end of my sharing today. Thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you, Chun. So the lights off is a sign for the after party. I just want to steal another 3 to 5 minutes of your time for a quick Q&A, and then we'll head on there for our after party, okay? Is that cool? All right, let's switch on to our Q&A, and let's do a really quick one. I know you guys are tired, yeah? All right, so maybe we can take 2 or 3 questions for now, and let's see. But it's 6 and everyone is still here, so that's a good thing, huh? Okay, let's see. Okay, so very straightforward question. Why only women?
Actually, I started off wanted to train men. So I started posting videos like training videos, workout tips, and of course, the best model to do it is myself lah. All right, then, so I was recording my own videos. Then I started attracting males with different intention. and there's to a point like they became so aggressive. They said they want to meet to inquire. They said, "Can you give a trial session?" And then they tried to do something fishy. So I didn't like it. But anyway, then I realized, hey, actually training women is not bad, you know. And I looked at the industry and the market in Malaysia. Not many women, not many trainers specialize in helping women. Okay, so from the marketing perspective, it would also be a very solid way to like position myself as the authority. So right now we can tell people, hey, we work with over 600 plus women, and we only serve ladies, so we probably do a good job helping you to lose weight successfully. Yeah.
All right, let's do the top one. Can you share your structure of your content creation, if you're okay with it?
Okay. Structure of content creation. I want to do, let's say two short form videos, around 30 seconds to 40 seconds for reels. And then I will do 2 to 3 long-form content. Long-form content is 3 to 4 minutes, sometimes 5 to 7 minutes, and it's designed to shift their minds. I'll go deep, I'll tell them, hey, this is what you're going through, this is what your problem is, and then this is what you're probably doing, but let me tell you why this is wrong. Why this is not the most effective way, and look at the case study. This is what I've done with our clients, and here's the outcome. Why is it better than your current option, right? 5 to 7 minutes. And then sometimes I would post social proof. Social proof is before after photos of my clients with like a little bit more tremendous results, right? Show the contrast. And then I would do story posts daily. So because I do it in such a, I would say, volume, so I want it to be the easiest. And I realized that the prospects that come to inquire our service, they said, I always ask them, like, what makes us different that made you want to give your attention to come on call? And she said that, I feel that your content is very authentic. As compared to other services that is heavily edited, it's just you talking. And I can feel your message, I can feel it's so relevant to me, so I feel that you might just be the right person for me. So that's the outcome that I want to create.
All right, let's do one last question. I know you're all dying with this.
Sorry.
Biggest lesson your company has taught you about marketing?
Never be afraid to hire. Yeah, because in my industry, I felt like, how am I going to hire people to replace my work? I felt that, oh, it's video, it's going to be team, it's going to be trainers, and then there's going to be complications. But last week, I brought in a sales closer into my company, and I'm so glad I did it.
All right, Chun Yan, thank you. And please give a round of applause to Chun Yan.